Hey everybody, welcome to Real Estate Insights in 15. My name is Colin Slattery. I'm here with Victor Tay, my colleague in the Arizona market. Victor, how's it going? Oh, looks like we froze a little bit. Well, hey, just wanted to say hello to everybody. We're going to be answering the big question today: why 75% of all realtors last year didn't even sell a single home, and why only 25% of those agents sold less than four. So, Victor, how are you?
I'm doing well, Colin. How about
Awesome.
yourself?
Doing good, man. Looks like we lost you there for a second, but you're back.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's just jump right into it here. Okay, so Victor, a lot of my private clients right now and prospective clients are constantly asking me how could they possibly enjoy the American dream when things are so unaffordable. So, what do you say to that?
I completely understand and feel where they're coming from, but you know what? In today's day and age, in today's market, we actually do have a lot of tools that are available to people who are looking to still achieve the dream of home ownership, whether that's partnering with a lender who can do down payment assistance programs or credit repair, if that's something that they need on that side, as well as negotiating very favorable terms. Home values have declined over the last few months and they're starting to level out. So, that in combination with lower rates and then being able to negotiate seller concessions. I think the average seller concession was about $10,000. So that really helps with buyers who are, DPA, closing costs, lower interest rates. Those are going to be the ways that they can finally market and achieve home ownership.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I know we were talking a little bit earlier before this meeting that one of the things that a lot of real estate agents aren't keeping an eye out for that I've particularly looked out for is, not only is there homes on the market, resale homes that you can get concessions and stuff like that, but a really good agent is going to see that, but a professional is actually going to find all the different concessions, all the different interest rate drops, things like that, that maybe some of the new builds, which I know I've had some prospective clients recently asking those questions. And so when it comes to affordability, it's all of those things and keeping an eye and making sure you're kind of targeting those areas and kind of highlighting rather those areas that are becoming more affordable, whether it's further out of town, in the case of Phoenix, places like beyond Queen Creek or beyond Anthem or beyond, Verrado out in the west side. So, affordability is the big question right now. We're seeing some relief on interest rates, like we talked about 2 weeks ago with Julia Kasi. But it's still kind of at the forefront. Being able to provide that American dream of owning your own home is a big thing. So we want to shift gears a little bit to sellers because obviously, unlike some agents, you and I, we serve both buyers and sellers. And the big question that a lot of them are asking right now is, can I possibly sell my home in this market? Is it even possible? What are you doing differently right now to get homes sold, Victor?
Man, there's a lot. I mean, obviously the traditional stuff is going to work, getting it on the MLS and then out to the IDXs for third-party sites like Zillow, Trulia. We're preferred agents with Zillow, so our listings get really boosted when we're on there. But with that as well, we're doing door knocking. We have companies that will do 500 doors because neighbors often have someone who's looking to move into that area. So we want to really make sure that we're getting the word out within that neighborhood. Even radio. I've done radio time to time to help get the word out that way. So there are several different tools, including reverse prospecting, that we can do within the MLS to target agents who have searches already created that are looking for a home just like that. So we try to use all the tools at our disposal.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think, you mentioned reverse circle prospecting, if you will, which is, a term that you and I have known for a long time. When we look at affordability in homes right now, we have to always look at it from the buyer's perspective right now, because, 3, 4 years ago, a seller was able to sell their home for perhaps more than, what it was truly worth at the time, or, more than they were expecting. And now we're seeing the opposite happen. And so the big question that we have to ask ourselves is, what is incentivizing buyers to purchase homes? And what can we do to help get their home in front of as many qualified buyers as we possibly can? So I couldn't agree with you more. Doing some of that reverse circle prospecting is helpful. That's where we go and we find on the MLS, which a lot of people don't know that you can do, going on the MLS and actually looking for agents who have searches set up with your listing included in that, and just kind of pounding the pavement and giving them a call and sending them the listing. So those are some big tactics that I've employed, and it sounds like you're doing the same. So
Yeah.
awesome. Well, switching gears right back to buyers, because again, this is when we look at trying to help the market right now, it's really just trying to find those buyers that are qualified and perhaps moving some of those obstacles and or objections that they're having about the market right now, and being able to unlock some of those things that maybe they didn't know about. So what, if anything, are you telling your buyers right now in this market that's been helpful?
Yeah, so every buyer is going to have a different situation. Everybody's situation is going to be different. It's very unique to them. And so by having a buyer consultation, which is something that you and I have done for all of our real estate career, sitting down, finding out what it is that they're trying to achieve, and then just really getting emotionally connected to their needs and their wants. Because with that, again, I had said it earlier, there might be credit issues that they need to get addressed. So partnering and surrounding them with the team that can give them that credit guidance, so that way they're having that addressed. Maybe they have relocation needs that, so we have to create a game plan that's unique and specific to them. And then the best way to do that is by sitting down, having that buyer consult, building out the custom MLS search, getting them in contact with the lending professionals and our partners out there, and then hitting it hard on the road. So that way, it's a smooth purchasing process from beginning to end.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that the big thing that I have been telling a lot of buyers, in fact, I've had prospective buyers recently tell me, is that, when's the best time to sell or buy a home? 10 years ago, next best time right now. As somebody who owns multiple properties myself, and who recently just purchased another property, I will say that it hasn't been a buyer's market like this in quite some time. Well before I was a real estate agent was the last time. And the thing that I think about now is, if somebody is out there and they're thinking about buying and they're considering it, but they're not sure, or they have some obvious, reticence about doing so. This is the most important part about sitting down with these private clients ahead of time and just explaining the entire process, going through what expectations look like, not setting them too high so that we fail, but also not setting them too low where we can't help them unlock some of those things that we talked about earlier. So I really like that you mentioned that, because I know, especially recently, that's something that I've spent a lot of time doing, is making sure I'm sitting down with all of my clients, making sure I'm answering all of the questions that they have so that they feel comfortable with the process. Because, I mean, let's face it, you're buying one of the biggest assets of your life, and you want to make sure that the person that's helping you do that knows what they're doing. So all that being said, do you have any other final remarks that you'd like to throw out there about buying in this market, or how the Phoenix market's doing?
I mean, you know what? Buying in this market is probably for the seller a little bit more challenging than it is for the buyer. There's a lot of options out there for the buyer to choose from. And so if you're looking to sell, just make sure that your home is in, great condition, because when you enter the market, you are going to be in competition with all the other homes in the area. So you really want to make sure we're doing everything possible to get that home on the market in best condition, and potentially receive multiple offers. And then for buyers, right now is a great time, because again, home values have leveled off. You have the ability to ask for concessions, and then with rates projected to come down throughout the rest of this year and next year, it's going to be great for potentially refinancing, down the road in 6 months, a year, or whatever. So now's a good time. So, I know everybody says that, hey, it's a good time, but it's always a good time in real estate to buy and sell, because over the long run, we know that home values always appreciate. And I've never met someone who has regretted buying a home in the long run, as long as they do it right in the very beginning.
Yeah. And I think it's key to remember too that, an old phrase that I learned really early on in my career was that, everybody buys for their reasons, not for yours. And part of our job as the facilitators of these transactions is to make sure that our clients understand, hey, We want what's best for you. If you don't end up buying a home, we're not offended. Our job is to help you through the process and give you all the tools necessary to be successful. That being said, we've had clients that haven't purchased a home in the end because it didn't work out for them. We're not interested in pushing people. We're interested in unlocking those opportunities for the folks that do want to proceed. And we're always here for questions. We're always here to be able to unlock any other opportunities for you. So all that being said, Victor, I really appreciate you coming on today. I hope this was super insightful for everybody. I always love talking about this stuff. I know you and I are in the game every single day, just figuring out what's going on. And stay tuned, everybody, for 2 weeks from now. We're going to have my inspector on answering some really common questions about inspections, things that we should look out for, things that are perhaps a really big deal, and perhaps things that aren't a big deal. So again, thank you so much, and I hope everybody has a great day. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching that video. I hope it was really helpful for you. If you like content like this, do me a favor, hit a thumbs up on that video and then subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing this every 2 weeks where we put out these videos, just giving these little snippets in about 15 minutes or less about what's going on in the real estate market, showing you that we are staying in touch with everything and checking in on the market every so often. Additionally, I'm going to be touring some communities all throughout the eastern portion of Dallas, showing and highlighting some of the things that are available inventory-wise. This includes new build homes for people that are looking for those more affordable opportunities within driving distance to Dallas. But stay tuned, because there's also going to be some stuff in Tyler, Texas and Phoenix, Arizona in the future. So if all that sounds really good to you, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell.